when you're ready, you can do the intro.
I don't want to do the intro. You do the intro.
What is the intro?
Hello and welcome to Musician versus Musician. And then you say, I don't know.
Well, there you go. You just did the intro.
No.
I just tricked you into doing it.
No.
Leia just did the intro, everybody.
You've left out like half of it because I don't know it.
Hold on. 1, 2, 3. Welcome to Musician versus Musician, a podcast / gig where every week we talk about a different music-related topic. Band, thing, stuff, podcasts. Alright, it fell apart at the end, but you got the idea.
You tried.
I'm Matt.
And I'm Leia.
And together we are...
Useless.
I think that's become part of the fucking thing now.
I feel like it should be.
I definitely... Well, I'm going to keep saying it, so...
Yeah.
If you're going to
I say
keep
it
finishing
too
my
much,
sentence, then...
Yeah.
Alright, we've got to plough head first into this week, don't we?
Yeah.
Due to short time, so you don't get as much rambling as usual.
Oh, no.
Oh, man, you know what? Audio was shit last week.
Was it?
Yeah, whatever we did differently was absolutely fucking garbage. I did not want to release it.
Whoops.
Hopefully it's not like that this week.
Yay!
You know, it probably was that little bit of lack of sound dampening that we did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I had some issues there.
Alright, anyway, let's get straight into it. Leia's going to do a topic.
Project. Yeah. I'm dying. When does that happen? It's not going to be you talking for the whole thing.
Yay.
I've done a you-style intro as well. I'm not just going to tell you what it
Oh,
is.
sweet. I love these.
Oh,
wait. Leia said to me today that she's changed the way she does her reports.
Well, no, I didn't say I changed them. I just said recently, because I had time, I'd actually started doing proper ones, not just basically Googling it 10 minutes before we have to do it.
And why
I've
did you...
done them.
I mean, I guess I was hoping you'd say that you'd changed it because of my example setting.
No.
Okay. Go on,
It's a time issue.
Go on, do the topic.
So this isn't what I was, because I was originally, we spoke before, I was going to do an Australian one. This is not the same one because of how time has worked out.
Mm-hmm.
This is a musical.
Ooh.
Our story centres on a young engaged couple whose car breaks down in the rain near a castle. They seek a phone to call for help, and the castle or country home is occupied by strangers in elaborate costumes celebrating an annual convention. An apparent mad scientist who is actually an alien transvestite from transsexual Transylvania creates a living muscle man in his laboratory.
I got it. It's Rocky Horror, right?
Yeah. Obviously, we've talked about this before.
Never seen it.
Yeah, I was going to say I don't think you've actually ever seen it.
If this report is just you spoiling the entire plot of the movie...
To be honest, it's not really a plot to spoil.
Okay.
Like, it's not that sort of thing.
That would be really funny, though. If it was just you reading out the movie.
No, that would be funny.
Yeah.
I'm not going to tell you quite how it ends, mostly because I can't 100% remember what happens at the end. Have actually focused more on the songs in it.
Ooh.
And stupid things that I thought was really interesting.
Sometimes I forget that this is a music podcast.
Yeah, that happens a lot, doesn't it? Like, not just random ramble time.
Yeah. Random Ramble Time would be a good name for a podcast,
That
though.
would be.
Yeah, we should change the name to Random Ramble Time. Oh, okay. All the outtakes that I collect, that'll be Random Ramble Time.
Yes, we've got a name for it.
That's really good.
Well
on
done. The ball today. What do you actually know? I assume you know the gist of what's happening. Okay.
I'm literally... The information that you just gave me is now all that I know about it.
Okay. So we're centered around Dr. Frankenfurter, which is his real name.
Like the dog.
The dog.
The hot
dog.
Oh,
the hot dog. Yeah, like it's written Frank N. Furter.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Okay. So he's just our mad scientist dude, played by Tim Curry in the original, which is cool.
Timothy Curled.
Timothy Curled.
That's his non-stage name.
As in that meme format that's going around at the moment where you extend the name.
Wait, is that a meme now? Because I've been doing that for fucking decades.
Yeah, it comes back around every now and again.
Well,
like
it's mine. I did it.
I saw one the other day. There was Ice Cube, the rapper.
Yeah.
His full name is Iceland Cubicle.
That's a good one.
That is a good one. So you're welcome. Yep. So this mad scientist man creates his own living muscle man. So he makes himself a person, basically to keep as a sex slave / husband / weird fucking test tube man type.
Are we dealing with the moral implications of that?
Not really.
Okay. We're just gonna glide over it.
Yeah, we're just gonna ignore that. That's bizarre. They do get married though before anything is consummated. So in a way,
Wait, does he have free will?
oh yeah, he does have free will.
So
He
wants-
gets in trouble, but
So he wants to get married.
he's basically too dumb to make decisions. He's made as a person that all he wants, because he's been designed to be like this. So he wants to work out and be muscular, and he wants to fuck. Like,
Okay, all right.
that's his whole thing. He's got just an enormous libido. And I discovered, actually, I'd never noticed this in the film, but so the actual actor only wears like sparkling gold hot pants for the entire thing because he's supposed to be just this sexual being. They actually made it so that he doesn't have a belly button, because obviously he was grown in theory. The costume department made a plug that fit the guy's belly button so that they could cover it every time. So there you go.
Well, I'm smiling and I should be emoting more sound
Yeah, all you're doing
audibly.
is mainly smirking at me trying not to hit the ball.
Yeah, it was pretty funny. And I could see her face like, is he going to tell me off? Or...
Yeah, that was am I in trouble? Yeah. So, Rocky Horror was made in 1975. That makes me really realise how old Tim Curry is, because he doesn't strike you as an old dude at all. But that was a while ago. So it's a musical, science fiction, horror comedy film. It was produced by Lou Adler and Michael White and directed by Jim Sharman. A lot of the people that ended up writing it ended up being in it in some way, which is pretty cool. The screenplay was originally written by Sharman and Richard Brian. I'm not actually sure.
How's it spelled?
With an E. Brian.
Oh, yeah, then I guess Brian.
Yeah. He is a member of the cast himself. He plays Riff Raff, which obviously you won't have seen, but I will point him out when I inevitably make you listen to some of it.
Okay.
It's based on, because it was originally the musical production first. It was a stage show, which is how Tim Curry ended up getting into it. It was one of his first film features, actually. He used
film features.
His feature film.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm very tired.
Do you know why it's called a feature film?
No.
Because there were two movies, and one of them.
There were only two films ever.
No, because when they played movies, one of them was the feature film, and the other one was the little movie to get people to come along extra. You know, like get
in the
them
same way that now you have like a little mini film, like they did with Monsters.
Yeah, like
Inc.
a short.
And
Yeah,
stuff.
that's where that comes from. So it's essentially the warm-up act.
I did not know that.
Yeah.
That is cool.
That's also why we call certain movies B movies, because they remind us of those smaller movies.
That's
B-movies.
cool.
That's my film degree right there. That's
That's
5
what you
years
paid
of
for.
learning.
Excellent. So whilst it was largely critically punished, really, on initial release, it soon became known as the Midnight Film.
That's interesting that people hated it. Actually, it's not surprising at all, but it is interesting.
Yeah, but considering it's a cult classic now,
Yeah.
you know? So it ended up becoming the Midnight Film, where audiences began participating with the film. So it became a sort of musical film joint in that sense. People had sort of callbacks to things that would be said, which is pretty cool. I've never been to one. I've always wanted to.
Yeah,
lots of my friends have gone.
Have you ever been to a midnight movie?
No.
It's fucking tedious.
Is it?
Yep.
Do you just want to go home?
It's the worst. I just want to get to sleep.
Yeah.
I went to, mind you, the only ones I've been to were multiple movie showings, so it may be a bit different.
That sounds like hell, to
I
be
went
honest.
to see Avengers 1, Captain America the Winter Soldier, and then it ended with Avengers Age of Ultron was being released at midnight.
That sounds like hell.
Oh, I hated it. I hated it so much. Like,
you
the
regret
first two
that?
movies are okay, but then by the third one, you're like, well, I don't want to anymore. I don't care how fucking new this movie is. I want to go home. Go on. Sorry,
You're just in one of those
sidetracked.
moods today.
That was just a sad memory.
Okay. So the film opens with this iconic set. Its only lips are visible. But the lips and the voice are not actually the same person. I discovered whilst doing this. The lips belong to Patricia Quinn, who plays Magenta in the actual film. But I'm not sure whose voice it was. I thought I found it, but I didn't, apparently.
Nice.
I thought I had done that, but no, it's not her voice. I believe some of her vocals are also not hers, but that might be completely wrong.
That's interesting.
So obviously it was Riff Raff that ended up writing with it. I'm lost myself. I'm too tired for this. I've written too much.
How many pages you got?
It's only like 4 pages, but I've done it.
Oh, that's pretty long for you, though. I mean...
Well, to be fair, normally they're like 16 because they're all in different fonts. Like,
yeah,
you've seen what they look like.
Stupid.
They are horrifically
This looks like actual paragraphs, everybody.
It is. I've actually written it out, which is really confusing.
I'm gonna adjust my stance because I didn't expect this.
Are you ready? Are you ready for actual information?
Yeah, I'm here.
You with me on this?
Let's do it.
Okay, so next there is also quite an iconic church scene where you get, I think, the first song that people know, really, which is Damn It, Janet, which you would definitely know if you heard it. I'm very confident. I'm not singing it.
Sing it.
No.
Rap it?
No.
I definitely think you should do one of those things.
There were only 2 options because it was sing it, or rap it.
Yeah, I sing or rap all the things that I talk about.
How about next time you want to do something like that, I make you do a little drum tune of it? Because you'd instantly be changing.
I mean, I could. No, I would do it. It just wouldn't be right.
Okay. So we get the main couple established in this. Susan Sarandon, who plays Janet, actually performed the musical for the first time in the show with pneumonia. I thought you might find that interesting. She actually pulled it off.
Susan Sarandon, also.
Is she?
Yeah.
She's
a Trump apologist.
Is she?
Yeah.
Oh no.
Yeah.
I've actually got a quote that I thought was odd. So she said, sort of in hindsight about it, because she's been asked, obviously it's very sexualized. The whole film is about sex in some way, shape or form, and people have obviously asked her, like, how do you see your career going forward with that? And she reportedly said, "It thrills me that my grandchildren may see their grandmother in a half slip and a bra seducing a monster," which is a bit of a bizarre sentence, really. So I'm not altogether as surprised by the Trump comment as I could have been.
Yeah, hold on, I'm looking. I want to see what she's talking about. Susan Sarandon, Rocky Horror, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, do you want to see her?
Yeah, I'm curious.
She's good in it. To be fair.
I mean, it certainly is her, but I can't immediately see any, like, the first thing that came up wasn't her seducing someone, so that's pretty good for the internet.
She's actually, I think she's supposed to represent modesty in some way.
Boop.
Yeah, she's meant to be very modest and withdrawn.
She's downplayed.
Yeah.
Susan Sarandon's pretty, though.
She is pretty. So there's actually 16 people at the church scene. 8 of them are Transylvanians that they will later meet at the castle, which obviously they don't know at the time. There's actually Frank, Riff Raff, and Magenta, so Tim Curry is in that scene. You cannot recognise him.
Really?
I didn't even notice until I looked at it after. And you see, if you have a look at it, they'll circle all the people that are in the castle, and it's like, I would never have known. In that church scene, you also only ever see the church from the front, which I thought was just they hadn't really thought about directing that scene. No, they ran over budget. They only had the front of a church. There were no sides, there were no back. Like, there's no roof on it, I don't think. Like, I thought that was kind of hilarious.
That's funny.
Rocky Horror is also where we get the song The Time Warp, which I know that one.
Let's do the time warp again.
But did you know that song was...
I did it.
I'm proud of you.
Now you fucking rap it.
No. Did you know that song was never meant to be in the film? Oh. That was because the musical was too short. They crammed it in to fill it out, and it became the most well-known one.
Of course.
That's also arguably where we get the audience participation from, because that has its own song, its own song and dance that people also join in with. Very popular at weddings.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah,
it's
one of
like
those.
A cheesy, stupid song.
I think it's the better version of that one they always have at school discos. You know the one.
Look at this graph.
If that was at school discos, that would be very funny. I mean, the one that gives you instructions, like...
Oh, slide to the left.
Yeah, that one. Yeah, it strikes me as a better version of that, to be honest.
That's fair.
Yeah.
2 hops this time. Bum, bum. That song always annoyed me because, like, the only way for it to really end flow-wise is that people just get bored.
Yeah, like I don't think I've ever made it to the end of that.
It's not very well musically designed.
It is funny, though.
I think, isn't that the one that goes, hey... Sexy lady, ooh, I wanna know. Is that a different song?
I have no idea.
If you be my girl.
I think that's a different song.
Okay, that's bad.
But it's also at school discos.
Just like Last Christmas.
True, regardless of what time of year it is. So yeah, they crammed the song in to stretch out the length of the play. also adds to your audience participation. Tim Curry once tried to attend one of the specifically designated audience participation screenings, only to be told that he was the third Tim Curry to phone up that week to get tickets. He then went in person.
Wait, can we role play that?
If you want, yeah.
Okay, right. Do you want to be Tim Curry?
You can be Tim Curry.
Oh, okay.
Just because I feel like you're a better Tim Curry than me. You'll do a voice.
I've got to think about it. How do you speak? Hello. Yes.
You're phoning me.
Ring, 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 ring.
Hello.
Hello.
What would you like? Can I help you?
Tim Curry, and I'm here to buy a movie ticket.
You are the third Tim Curry to phone up this week, so...
Well, I'm the real one. Man, his voice doesn't sound real at all. No wonder they didn't believe him.
What's the one you keep doing at the moment? The old dude voice that you keep doing in the car. I don't know who it is. Like, you have told me. Did I remember? Did I fuck?
What voice are you talking about?
That really warbly old man voice that you keep doing.
I'm an old man. That's my old man voice.
No, but I'm sure there's someone you've modelled that on, isn't it?
I mean, I can do impressions for days. If you want to go with this, I'm Michael Caine. You got to blow the bloody doors off. What else we got?
Why didn't you deliver your podcast in his voice?
Every week I'll do a different.
Yeah, that'll be good.
Do you want me to do Shrek?
Yeah.
I can't.
Oh, that was disappointing.
Donkey.
Donkey.
Ogres are not like cakes.
That was pretty good, actually.
Okay, that's the one line that I can do.
Yeah, I enjoyed that. So yeah, he was told that he was the third Tim Curry to phone up that week. He then went in person to get a ticket and was thrown out for being an imposter.
Hold on, let's do that again. Let's roleplay that one then.
Okay, do you want to do the whole thing?
No, we got to roleplay this next scene. Hello, I'm Tim Curry. That's from him as Pennywise in It.
Oh my god.
That's the laugh he does as Pennywise. It's really good.
This is going to be a long podcast.
I'm Tim Curry in Fern Gully. That's how he sings in Fern Gully.
Okay.
What about in Home Alone 2?
I always forget he's in Home Alone.
He's the best part of Home Alone 2.
Yeah, he is.
Like,
completely.
Home Alone. Tim Curry's the best in probably everything he does, though.
Yeah, Tim Curry's great.
You ever seen Congo?
No.
He's very, very funny. He's doing like a weird accent, and he the diamonds. That's how he kind of sounds.
Okay. Yeah. So do you want to do him being thrown out for being an imposter?
Okay, sure.
I'll just give you his reaction.
Hello, I'm Tim Curry. Oh no, I'm being thrown out.
Okay, so then he brings his passport to prove who he is, and then they let him in, and he decided he didn't want to go anyway. Which is a very you sentence.
It's all on the same night.
Yeah, it's all at the same venue.
That's funny. And I'm glad we did that skit. That was great improv.
I also feel that really does prove. You know, people always take the mick out of the Clark Kent disguise thing, saying that a pair of glasses would never disguise him. It definitely would, because Tim Curry turned up in full costume.
No, the idea is that people just don't...
You don't think, do you?
Yeah,
basically.
They just like, no, I refuse to believe that because it's not true.
Yeah. So there we go.
So he does more than just put on the glasses. I'm just saying, Clark Kent,
you know what I mean,
like
though.
a different. He like hunches and he changes his body posture and he changes his voice.
That doesn't stop people from being like, it would never work. It totally would.
I know. I'm just saying, he does more than just the glasses.
Well,
come on, guys.
Okay.
Really upsets me.
Also, Tim Curry credits David Bowie for a lot of different things connected to it.
David Bowie.
He's linked in a few ways. He credits his wife, Angie Bowie, to be the first person to ever participate with the film. There is quite a dramatic scene at the end where I can't remember which character is going to die, and she started screaming at the screen. Oh,
you can't remember. Man, there are a lot of gaps in this fucking
To be fair, I also don't want to tell you because you'll tell me off.
Nah, you can tell me. It's fine. I don't care. Well, actually, maybe you shouldn't for the audience in case they're going to see it.
Yeah, right, I would recommend that you just watch it, to be honest.
Guys, blink once if you've seen Rocky Horror.
What are you expecting to happen?
Well, nobody blinked, so they haven't seen it. They don't want spoilers.
The original makeup designs were also done by Pierre Laroche, I believe, or Laroche? Roche?
I don't know why you're pointing me.
At the bottom of that
part. Yeah, Roche. It depends on what nationality. I'm guessing it's a name like Pierre French.
Yeah. He was also the same makeup artist that did the signature forehead lighting bolt design that David Bowie did. But they decided in the end, because I think he did the same style, but it took him so long to put on the Rocky Horror makeup for Tim Curry that he started doing it himself. He got bored, basically. It would take him like 4 hours to do it every day. So he was like, I'm just going to do it myself, and I think it looks pretty good.
Wow, that's better. That's a better Tim Curry.
Yes.
Oh, everybody. That's much better. Hold on.
Okay. So all of the songs in the film have been really described as glam rock or rock and roll. So I've picked on a couple of songs that I think are the best songs, basically. Have you heard the Meatloaf song? There's a song by Meatloaf in Rocky Horror, sung by Meatloaf in person in the film.
No.
It's called Hot Patootie, Bless My Soul, which I'm going to make you listen to, obviously. This is
right now
the
or
character.
later?
Well, I'll talk you through it a little bit and then we'll listen to it.
No.
No, okay, you want to listen to it first? No, just no. We're just going to stop. No.
Bye, everybody.
Bye! That's the whole podcast. Do you want to listen to it first?
Nah.
Okay. So this is about the character Eddie. What?
Yeah, go on.
Are you done?
Yeah.
This is Eddie expressing his love for Saturday night rock and roll and a past love, which we assume is one of the other characters because she's very excited to see him, but he's been trapped in a freezer. I have no idea why.
This movie is weird, right?
Yeah, it's really, really weird. So he rides out of the freezer on a frozen motorbike to this character's surprise, and Dr. Frankenfurter is protecting Rocky because Rocky has just been born or whatever his equivalent because he's come out of a box basically and they've unwrapped him. It's very odd. It's a very mummy scene. So they decide that Eddie's going to finish his song and meet an untimely demise. So do you want to listen to the song now?
Sure.
And then we've got some musical
All right.
bits and pieces to talk about.
Let's listen to
Hot Patootie, Bless My Soul.
Bless my soul. Really love and rock and roll. Opportunity, bless my soul.
we just listened to Hot Patootie Bless My Soul, which is very much my thing. Having grown up on musicals, I can imagine actually singing
Yeah, it's
that.
cool, isn't it?
It's it's definitely the kind, it's this stuff I would have sung along to in the car.
Yeah. Meatloaf is actually well renowned for successfully including the lyrics properly, because the way the lyrics work out in the verses and stuff is odd rhythms and stuff. And apparently in the original stage show, because obviously Meatloaf didn't tour with them doing this, the actors that were doing the original stage show just weren't very good at it, and they just would not do a very good job, so they were very impressed that he actually managed to do it, which is pretty cool. So,
he just sings Bat Out of Hell, right?
I think so.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure that's Meatloaf.
Yeah.
I know absolutely not all about Meatloaf, to be honest.
Me neither.
I also thought, as you saw, this song has a really good solution for ending songs, because that's really hard. All they do is repeat the end line, and then they kill him with an ice pick.
Yeah, ending songs is hard, guys, and if you can kill someone with an ice pick, you should.
Yeah, I just love especially because you don't really see it too much in case you're looking for it, but Frank walks out and it gives gives him a really sultry look and is coming up with him, and then all of a sudden just loses it and is coming at him with an ice pick, like chasing him into a freezer.
Spoilers.
I think we've given up the spoilers by this point.
Okay. Guys, you should have blinked. You should have blinked.
We would have left it out. So that's pretty cool. I also feel like it's pretty cool to know, obviously I told you to note when he was on the bike. Did you know Meatloaf can't ride a motorbike?
I didn't.
That really suits his image though, doesn't it?
It does. He looks very cool.
Yeah, all of the further out shots where you can actually see him on the bike are done by a stunt double. All of the close in ones, it's someone pushing him around in a wheelchair to make it look like he's moving.
You know what always amazed me in Greece? I know you haven't seen Greece, but none of the Greasers ride motorcycles and that. They all drive cars. I just thought that was weird. Okay. Nowadays, you're cooler if you're on a bike.
Yeah, bikes just always are cool.
Yeah. All right, so we're halfway through our time, so...
Yeah, sure, to be fair, we're about halfway through.
Oh, sweet.
This song is also featured as downloadable content on Guitar Hero Warriors of Rock, which I did not know, and I'm going to download when I get home, because I have that one. And originally, Meatloaf walked out when they were doing the stage production the first time he saw Tim Curry in his costume, because he basically didn't actually read the script. Came in and he walked in basically on Tim Curry singing the song in full costume, singing Sweet Transvestite.
I'm just a sweet transvestite.
I love that song. He just walked out. They eventually convinced him to stay, but he wasn't very happy about it.
That's fair. I mean, it's not what's weird about it, but whatever.
Yeah, I think it's cool. But yeah, I can see why that'd be a bit of a shock if you're not expecting it.
All right, I got some Tim Curry for you.
Oh yeah, I'm ready.
Okay, so from Home Alone 2. Okay. Your cheese pizza. and then we got another one. We got, I love you.
Oh, Lord. That sounded like somewhere between Tim Curry and a Furby.
I mean, I love you. That's my Furby.
I just don't even know what to do with that.
What else we got?
How do I backtrack out of this?
I'll keep thinking of impressions.
Okay, you keep thinking and I'll keep just giving information.
Alright.
So Eddie, obviously Eddie dies in this.
Batman. I'm not wearing hockey pads.
Are you done?
Where are the other drugs going?
Are you done?
Swear to me.
Can you do Elfo? Do Elfo from Disenchantment.
Man, you'd have to give me a line. I don't know anything Elfo says because I don't like the show
Literally
very much.
all he says is, hey, I'm Elfo.
Hey, I'm Elfo. That's probably as good as I got without listening to him.
Are you done?
Sure, for now.
Okay, so obviously we know that Eddie dies in this scene. But later on, he's revealed to be in the glass of a table that they're eating at. But the way that this is revealed is Frank just pulls off the tablecloth, his uncle's there, everyone's sat around eating.
Eddie's meatloaf, right?
Meatloaf.
Yeah, okay.
So he's in the table. But they didn't actually tell any of the other actors that was going to happen. They only told Tim Curry because he had to practice pulling the sheet off. So with everyone else, it was a complete surprise that there was a fake body of one of the other actors just inside the table, which I thought was very funny.
I like that stuff.
Yeah, it's just fun information to find out that they wanted a natural reaction, so they make life hard.
Mm-hmm.
So I've also picked up on one of the other songs, which is my favourite song visually, but it's not actually that great a song.
Mm-hmm.
It's sort of Democles, which I've discovered now is not actually included in most of the soundtracks. It's the song that Rocky sings himself when he's first out of it, basically saying that he's confused and he doesn't know what's going on, like saying that everything can go wrong for him at any point.
Mm-hmm.
But visually, it's just so funny. Like, it's basically all Rocky running around, and are you going to tell me?
Yeah, I'm going to tell you off for putting the fucking liquids next to the electronics.
If it would fall off.
I don't want it to fall on my carpet.
It's already on your carpet.
I don't want it to fall onto the carpet or the keyboard.
Fine.
God, raised in a barn.
So, there's a lot of physical work between the actors, and it contains my favourite clip of the whole thing, which I'm really unnecessarily pleased by.
Mm-hmm.
But Rocky is basically running around and interacting with all the people, and Frank is very much not happy about that because he's everyone's clingy girlfriend, basically.
I think I'm going to put images of these characters on the screen because I'm having trouble keeping track. So
yeah, it is hard, to be fair. There's just this one split second in it where he's chasing Rocky down. You saw his lab, it's all in a spiral shape, it's not actually stepped.
Yeah.
So he's running down this in heels, and obviously he's got his lab coat on, and he just screeches, whipping up his lab coat to show himself under it.
Jesus.
But in a very, you know the Marilyn Monroe thing with the vent, and she's pushing the dress down?
Yeah.
So, yeah, it looks like that to
Okay.
me, and I think it's very funny.
Flirty.
Yeah, it is flirty, but it's very much not when you actually see it because he's literally screaming as he does it. The song is considered very disposable, but I think it's clever, so I wanted to include it. The actor who plays Rocky was actually not an actor. He's just an underwear model.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah, his point was to be hot, basically. He was never supposed to sing. He can't sing, so he was always supposed to be to have that dubbed over, which is painfully obvious if you watch it. But they actually didn't like his voice so much that they dubbed over all of his lines as well.
Aww.
So he's not even speaking.
Oh, that's sad.
Which is very funny. After doing this, he actually stopped acting altogether. I believe he sells antiques now in London somewhere. He was quoted saying...
Oh, he's English?
I think so.
Oh, okay.
But that might be wrong. He might just live in London.
Okay, I guess you don't have to be English to live in London.
Yeah.
Although, why would you live in London?
True. The singer that was dubbed over him was Australian, though. Fun fact.
Okay.
Just completely irrelevant.
I'm just a sweet transvestite, mate.
That would be funny if he's, especially if they'd kept his actual lines. It was clearly not got an Australian accent. Yeah, they asked him about it. He was asked later in an interview, and he said, 1, I can't act. 2, I cringe with embarrassment every time I see myself on film. 3, I relish a peaceful life. So yeah, he's an antique dealer in London.
Oh, he's sad. He's secretly sad.
Yeah, he auctioned off his gold hot pants that he wore for the role, though, and they were bought for nearly $1,000.
Okay.
So he did well.
That's decent.
Do you want to listen to that song, or do you want to skim over?
Your call.
Well, we can have a look. I mainly just want to show you that bit that I think is very funny.
All right.
This is Sword of Damocles.
Sorry, say it again.
Sword of Damocles.
The sword of Damocles is hanging over my head.
That was fun.
What did you think of that then?
I wasn't really listening to this song, to be honest. But
Yeah, the actual song is pretty uneventful,
Like-
to be honest.
Unfortunately, whoever wrote the Sword of Damocles actual line, which is how it's pronounced,
Yeah.
they made it really difficult for whoever's singing it because they can't quite sing it properly.
Yeah, I can
Like
see that.
it sounds like a really difficult line to get right. So
Probably handy that he was not actually singing himself, because he might have been thinking too much about that, to be honest.
yeah, it was fun. I made Leia watch all of the clip instead of just 10 seconds.
Yeah, I was going to skip it through, but no, he wanted to watch the whole thing.
No, I liked it. So
Good, I'm glad you liked it.
Sold it again. Another success.
Yeah.
We can go home.
And the last song I've got, I know that you know.
Okay.
I want to talk about Sweet Transvestite.
Oh, see, I only know the line. I'm just a sweet transvestite. That's the only line I know.
That's not the full line, you know.
I haven't heard the song.
Well, we will listen to it after this.
Yay!
It's a top-notch song. So this song is to introduce Frank to both the audience and the couple from the beginning, Brad and Janet.
Mm-hmm.
He's just boasting where he's from, what he is, what he's doing, and why. Like,
Okay.
It's just him explaining himself. Like, the full line is actually, I'm a sweet transvestite from transsexual Transylvania.
Yeah.
That's his whole thing.
Transylvania.
Interestingly, a lot of quite big celebrities originally wanted to be Frank in the film. Mick Jagger wanted to do it,
That
which
would've
would
worked.
be bizarre. Yeah,
It would have worked for the style.
yeah, it definitely would have.
Yeah.
But
No one
they-
could do it as well as Tim
Yeah.
Curry.
Oh yeah, obviously they wanted to stick with Tim Curry because he was in all of the theatrical productions, which
Mhm.
makes sense that you'd want to stick with the same one. I've actually seen a lot of people online in researching this that are quite kicking off about that song, just because a lot of people say that the word transvestite is out of date now.
Mm-hmm.
I don't really agree. I think it's different.
Wait, the word transvestite doesn't it just refer to someone who likes dressing in women's clothing?
I think it's yes, but the connotation is usually men that do it for sexual reasons.
Oh, okay. I mean, I guess I kind of
Yeah.
do agree that it's out of date because I think all clothing should kind of be uni.
Yeah,
Like
there was God,
I'm gonna put this on mic. Leia gave me some of her jeans. They're super they're my favorite jeans to wear.
Yeah, they were too big for me, and we're not leg size were not much different.
Yeah. So and does that make me a transvestite? Even though
No, I do like what Eddie had said about that. Was when someone asked him why he wore women's clothes, he basically said they're not women's clothes. I bought them and they're mine.
yeah.
They're my
Oh,
clothes.
yeah. See, I like that. I
That is
don't
nice.
think we should gender clothing.
No, sorry, I can't pronounce her name.
Laverne Cox.
Yeah, which is obviously the woman that plays her in the newer version, who is actually transgender.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know who I'm on about? She also plays the transgender woman in Orange Is the New Black.
Oh, okay.
Because she does say
I like
it's-
her.
Yeah, she is good. Yeah, she says that it's not appropriate to refer to trans people as a transvestite, but also it's not the same thing.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I think that's an important distinction. Is transvestite, transgender
Yeah.
are really not the same thing.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. It's not the same at all. So
Well, I get it. There's, to be honest, surprising amount of people that are kicking off about it, but it does remind me about that thing we've talked about before, in the sense of, particularly in TV and stuff, it's just not going to age well.
mm-hmm.
The point is still valid. The point is still very, very modern, considering.
I feel you.
But it's like when you get old people that just use the wrong terms because they're old and they're not going to catch up before they die. You know,
Mhm.
it's just not going to happen.
Yeah, well, that's why we should kill all old people. I
Yeah,
feel
just
you.
once everyone gets to 60, off you go.
That's what you're saying.
We're done.
You
yeah, that's
heard
what
it,
I want.
everyone.
And I mean it.
Yeah.
I mean it. I'm
Previously,
going to do it personally.
previously, Leia admitted to shitting herself, and this week
I'm
she's
saying everyone over 60 has to die.
a murderer.
Yeah.
Uh,
Yeah, it's not like I'm going to start. I have started.
We'd also like to announce at this point that Leia is actually running for office, based on this platform.
Grab him by the dick.
If you voted for Brexit, you're dead.
Like, I'm going to pretend that we're all buddy-buddy and then we're going to do Brexit concentration
Oh
camps.
God. So, like, the slogan for them is "So much for the tolerant left."
Yay! Yeah, they've all got that written on the front in Comic Sans.
Oh God, let's get off this
Yeah.
riff. Let's get off this riff.
Yeah. So the whole film is obviously about your gender and sexuality and your expression and all of this. But I've always thought it's quite funny. So obviously there's audience participation and there's sort of a script that you stick to. So Janet later on in the film, because she's very, very uptight, that is why her and Brad have to get married for them to have a sexual relationship. Frank slips into her bedroom and convinces her, there's a very blurred lines of consent there, to be honest, is posing as Brad and takes her almighty virginity. So she's basically going, I can do what I want now.
Her
and
almighty virginity.
Yeah, because it's made up to be a lot. You know,
Okay,
that's
right.
the whole thing in the film is she's very important that she's clean kind of thing. But because it's gone now. She ends up getting with Rocky and is caught, and the whole crowd calls her a slut.
Oh, wow.
Which I believe is bizarre in this context because everyone's a slut in this film. That's the point, and that's not a bad thing. It's pretty funny. Like Rocky's literally genetically engineered to have an insatiable libido and too little intelligence to function on his own.
Jesus.
But she's a slut.
Yeah, I mean, double standards for women and all that.
But it's pretty funny. Yeah. So I think it was Princess Diana actually commented on that, which I thought was bizarre, that how many famous people have got involved with this film. But she said she wanted to meet Tim Curry. And I hope he sounds like you think he sounds like if you want to create this conversation as well.
Okay, do you want to be Princess Diana?
No, because we can't actually do it because I haven't got any of his lines.
Well, yeah, I'll just make them up. I'll riff.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Yeah, she asked to meet Tim Curry and...
Of course, darling.
Oh, I would like to tell you that Rocky Horror completed my education.
Oh, you mean your sexual education?
Oh, that made me uncomfortable. Oh, I'm uncomfortable. Oh, please help me. Yeah, so there's one last thing that I wanted to talk to you about, and this is so stupid, but I thought you would think this is as funny as I thought this was. So you know the whole concept of Easter eggs in films?
Yes.
So you get the little secrets.
You take an
in the
egg
film.
and you hide it in the movie, and if
Yeah.
you find it, you get to meet the chocolate bunny.
Right. You know that actually happened in Rocky Horror?
The chocolate bunny?
No, the Easter egg bit. You know how you have Easter eggs in films? It's thought to be that it came from Rocky Horror because the cast had they staged an Easter egg hunt on the set and hid them so well that eggs ended up in the film.
That's really funny.
I've had a look through, and honestly, they're so hard to find.
Wow, they're Easter eggs.
I've been told that there are 3 that are definitely found. I've only ever found 2. If you fancy having a look, you can see one when Frank's throne is uncovered. You can see it's underneath it. There's also one behind the 3 women that dance together in the time warp. I can't find the 3rd one. So if anyone knows where the 3rd one is, please tell me.
That's pretty neat.
But they've also said that they don't know how many. They've hid them so well that it's just unknown how many are in the film because they never checked how many they found.
That's neat.
So they think that's where it comes from.
I dig that.
So I thought you might enjoy that. I enjoyed that.
I like that a lot, actually.
It's pretty cool, isn't it?
Yay!
Do you want to listen to Sweet Transvestite before we finish
actually,
off?
what we're going to do is something different today.
Ooh, okay.
Is we're going to put it at the end after we've rounded everything up.
Oh, you want to watch it at the end?
Well, yeah, because what I'm going to do is find a natural editing point at the end instead of putting it in between our dialogue here. Because I think if we've got an ending song, we might as well use the ending song.
Yeah, sure. We can finish on Sweet Transvestite.
I mean, I was going to do a report today, but honestly, I don't really think anything's going to match tonally or work well.
To be honest, it's so bizarre. It's hard to have something off the back of that, isn't it?
Yeah, I was going to do a Welsh band. Thanks, I'll save them for another time. Ooh, someone's at the door. We're gonna make him wait though.
We'll make him
wait.
wait.
We've got 2 minutes to round up on.
Yeah.
Before we call time on this, we're a little short today, but usually our shorter ones are slightly easier for me to edit. So yay.
I'm messaging him now.
Yeah, you better do because he's fucking ruining the audio with his goddamn bell. Stay quiet, Lou. If you can hear us from in here.
Shut the hell up. He actually hasn't. It's not gone through, so I'm guessing he hasn't got internet.
Well, he should be connected to my internet.
Well, he hasn't been here in 3 months.
That doesn't. The internet didn't change. Actually, it might have changed. I might have reset it in that time. All right. So, do we have anything to tell?
Do we have a controversial corner? Oh, it has gone through. You've seen it. There we go.
Controversial corner.
Do we have one? I do have one. I don't believe that Janet should be called a slut in Rocky Horror. That's out of order.
And my controversial corner is that I do think that. So
you do
there
think
you go.
Okay.
Yeah.
We're gonna have a physical fight.
You
about
know
it.
how
off
anti-women's
mic.
rights I am.
True.
Men's rights activist. That's me.
And men in. I hate that
They're
phrase.
so stupid. Sorry, Meninists, but we do think you're dumb.
And we think you're neckbeards, to be honest.
we don't like you at all.
No.
Controversial corner, Wild Abyss hates neckbeards. Oh, by the way, guys, we decided to start calling the place where we do this Wah Studios.
Wah! You want to do it with the voice? With the really nasally wah.
You know when I do that, that's my impression of my friend Christy from when I was growing up.
Oh, it's my impression of my brothers.
Well, we should get them in a room together.
Yeah, okay, we'll see how different it is that we've taken that from.
One time we crushed his crisps.
Oh, this is
Yeah,
already
and
sad.
then he ate them in like the little tiny pieces.
Why wouldn't he just because you know if you open it you can stiff it and just
He
drink
did it at the end, but it was a full packet of crisps.
Oh, okay.
And we also dubbed him whilst he was doing that. So now whenever I see him eat, I go, nom, 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 nom.
That's so mean.
He didn't like it at all.
Yeah.
You know, oh no, I probably shouldn't say all this on the podcast. This is like actually personal stuff.
We'll leave it there.
Yeah. Okay. That's
Socials.
we are at Wild Abyss on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, MySpace, Pinterest.
Oh, you got the full list. Remember now. So proud of you.
I think that's everything. Oh, we're on YouTube. God damn it, we didn't get YouTube.
That's an important one. We're
Yeah.
on Spotify too.
Yeah, we're on
Why do we
Spotify,
always
Amazon
forget that?
Music, Disco.
Got a gig coming up on the 16th. That's important. We've got a gig today, but it's acoustic, so it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
It does matter.
It
I'm
does.
quite looking forward to it, actually.
If our employer is listening to this, it does matter, and we take it seriously.
Yeah.
Thanks, Leia.
No, to be fair, I am quite looking forward to it.
Yeah, okay. Well, we'll see you guys later when it'll be a report that I do.
Yay!
Yay! Those are the better ones. All right.
Oh. That's only because you've got a load more free time than I have.
That's true. All right, guys. I'll see you later.
At some point, bye-bye.
What's our roundup for this?
You one-liner you don't like. You don't like your slogan.
I don't eat no spaghetti.
I don't eat no spaghetti. No spaghetti.
I don't remember what it was.
Mine's eat well, live less.
And mine is eat more spaghetti.
It was just I don't eat no spaghetti.
I don't know what it is.
I don't know why you get questioned. I don't eat no spaghetti.
It sounds fun.
Spaghetti.
Spaghetti sounds fun. Alright guys, we'll see you later. Bye.
Don't get strung out by the way I look. Don't judge a book by its cover. I'm not much of a man by the light of day, but by night I'm one hell of a lover. I'm just a sweet transvestite from transsexual Transylvania.